y'all, it's Carrie. Today I'm sharing Robert's lasagna recipe. This is our favorite way to make it. To start, cook the meat. We used to use ground beef, but one day we wanted lasagna and we had no ground beef. We did have hamburger patties, so we used that instead and cut them up, and it is now our new favorite way to make it. An unexpected benefit to making it this way is at our local Walmart, the hamburger patties are even cheaper than the ground beef. After the meat is cooked, let them cool a bit so you don't burn your hands when you cut them. While they are cooling, mix up the cheese part of the filling mixture. We use a 24-ounce package of large curd cottage cheese. We found that the large curds hold up better after baking than the smaller curds, as well as 15 ounces of ricotta cheese. You can omit this, but we prefer the taste and texture with the ricotta cheese. Next, add in 1 cup of Parmesan cheese, 3/4 of a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder. Mix all this together, and adding the herbs and spices really takes it to the next level and makes it restaurant quality. Once the patties have cooled, chop them into whatever size chunks you would like them to be. We like ours around 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. Doing it this way gives the lasagna a completely different texture. Instead of having ground beef or meat sauce, it's like having mini meatballs. Now that the meat is prepped, another addition that we sometimes do to our lasagna is chop up mozzarella cheese sticks into chunks and add it into our meat sauce and mixture. You get little nuggets of goodness throughout the lasagna. We also like to add in 8 ounces of mushrooms. They add variety, plus they taste good and are good for you. Next, add the sauce. We used to use Prego meat sauce, but we started making our own homemade and we really love it. I shared a video of how we make it using the tomatoes from the garden. I will leave a link in the description and a card for that video. We use around 1.5 to 2 jars of the sauce. Now we need to add a layer of lasagna noodles to the bottom of the pan for the base. We are using oven-ready noodles. You can use regular ones as well, you just have to parboil them first. When you're using the oven-ready noodles, the sauce mixture needs to be really wet because the noodles will absorb almost all of it. But don't use the regular noodles without parboiling them. They will be tough and chewy. You can use either one, just don't try and substitute one for the other. I found this out the hard way. Then add a layer of the meat mixture, spreading it as evenly as possible, and another layer of noodles. Next, add the cheese mixture. Try and spread it as evenly as possible to reduce air bubbles and spots where the noodles are dry. You want as much contact with the filling and noodles as possible. For the last layer, add a layer of noodles and top it with the remaining meat mixture. Some people think of lasagna as basic and boring, but it doesn't have to be. Use your imagination and put things in you like. It is very versatile. You can add in or substitute peppers, olives, ground chicken, ground pork, or ground beef. You can use canned meats, or you can even make it vegetarian or vegan using tofu, lentils, or TVP. This is a really good hearty meal that tastes even better the second day, just like chili or roast. This also is a good candidate for a freezer meal. You can make 2 at once and put 1 in the freezer. If you are using this as a freezer meal, for the best results, thaw them before you bake it. Cover the pan tightly with foil, and we bake ours in our air fryer convection oven at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. If you're unsure if it's done, stick a knife in the center of the lasagna. If you feel resistance when you go through the noodles, it's not done, and cook it a little bit longer. Once it's done, top it with mozzarella cheese and let it cool for 15 minutes before serving. This is an important step. This allows the cheese to melt and the lasagna to set up so that it doesn't fall apart. We like to serve ours with homemade stuffed breadsticks. In the previous video, I shared that recipe, and I will leave a card as well as a link in the description. Or we like to use fried mozzarella sticks. We hope y'all enjoy this recipe as much as we do. The recipe, as well as a link to the printable version of the recipe, is in the description below. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye!